And if we take that off, actually, our visibility is 0. I assume because this is a hood of that has some kind of heraldic significance, although I could be just making that up. So I assume that means we're very unlikely to be noticed because we just look like an ordinary farmer. Putting it on gives us some armor, but it makes us so it's kind of your standard trade-off, which is one thing I kind of find level 15. That it's one thing I kind of find frustrating with other RPGs is there are strictly better bits of equipment. I wonder if this one it'll be, yeah, you can go fully armored. So let's go back. Yeah, you can go fully armored, but you're going to be very noisy. You're going to be very visible, and it'll probably have an impact on these. It might even slow down your. Would it slow down your attacks? No, I don't think it does that. But it might have an impact on maybe your stamina, your long-term stamina, and your hunger. I don't know. It'd be good to see if there's some kind of there is a trade-off, so you can be more kind of stealthy, thief-type character-y stuff, but you're not going to be very heavily armoured, or you can be very heavily armoured, but then you're not going to be very good at the sneaking around, and you'll have to make a choice on what you're doing. Right, I should probably actually... We'll go and find out about this locked door, and then we'll go and see what happens over there, but I think that might be the alchemy stuff. I want to talk to you. I thought I wanted to talk to you. Do I want to talk to you? I'll talk to you anyway, if I can get around. Hello. You look distraught.
You look upset. Is anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Naturally. What would be wrong?
Are you sure about that?
You know what? If you're so interested, go and talk to that ass I mistook for a husband.
Okay, I'll go and talk to him. I assume that's the person who told us about the smoke on the horizon. Looks to be certain. Ooh, I have another thing over here. I'm going, hello. Is it not? Anything else? Oh, anything else is going on? Bit of dialogue missing, I think.
A bailiff's lot is not a happy one, you know. Everybody's problems come down on my head, and my problems on my head too.
It's his own private problem. There's a few problems with the audio there, and lip syncing wasn't there. It's been in everything else, but not that one. I might be able to help.
Can I help you?
Now I think of it, actually you can, but it's a private matter. You have to promise to keep it to yourself.
And there we do have lip syncing. So I'm guessing that was a bit of a glitch. All right, I promise.
Certainly. I'll be quiet as the grave. What's up?
Well, I had a little drink with our merchant. I'm no drunk, let's get that clear. But naturally, one has an obligation to toast a successful deal.
Naturally.
And this morning, I woke up on the porch and, somehow my keys were missing.
Do you want me to go looking for your keys?
The main thing is I have to get into my house and my trunk.
I have a few questions.
I have a few questions.
Ask.
Where did you have the keys?
Where do you have your keys?
On a chain around my neck. I carry them everywhere with me. They're a sort of mark of office, you see.
And what do you remember? Getting drunk, probably.
What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing? I recollect sitting with the merchant in the tavern and, celebrating that deal.
And then?
Then it's a bit fuzzy. I woke up soaked to the skin at home on the porch where my wife dragged me.
She wasn't too happy, I suppose.
You bet. And when she found out I didn't have my keys, she gave me hellfire.
Where did she find you?
Did she tell you where she found you?
To tell the truth, I didn't have the courage to ask her.
Uh-huh.
So, I assume we can be led to the merchant and the tavern and maybe finding the keys, or we can try and pick the lock. We'll have a go at lockpicking, see if I can actually do the minigame. I assume there'll be a lockpicking minigame. There might not be, though I'd be surprised. What about the blacksmith?
Couldn't the blacksmith help you?
Maybe. Only I don't want it to get around, you understand? Nobody knows yet, and I'd like it to stay that way.
But I could ask, couldn't I?
You could, but for Christ's sake, don't mention anything about me.
Break it. Break the lock, I assume.
You can kick the door in and break open the trunk, can't you?
I could, of course. But since I spread it all over the village that I have a lock on my house, it wouldn't do much good for my reputation. And the trunk is an antique I inherited from Granddad. I'm not that desperate to open it.
Very well, I understand.
What's in the trunk?
What's in your trunk?
Never mind.
Alright, that's all then.
I have no more questions.
I'm on it. Let's have a go.
I'll get to work on it.
Dialogue. So we can go and talk with this blacksmith who's on the left. So here. There he is! You can see him hammering away. Or we could of course go and search for this merchant. Maybe we can... No, I want to have a go at the... I think he might give us some hints about the lock picking. He says with zero confidence. Hello.
What are you about, boy?
Locks and keys.
Do you make the locks and keys here?
I used to, but people need tools, horseshoes, and nails more. Why do you ask?
I need to open a lock.
I need to open a certain lock, and I don't have the key.
Yes, that's the trouble with locks. You need a key to open them. So tough luck. Hop it quick before I tell the bailiff there's some tramp hanging around here who wants to rob decent people.
No, that's not how it is at all. I'm not a thief.
Then how is it?
Ooh. Drop the bailiff in it, so you could, so you could have an impact on it by the way you talk to people. Think up some yarn.
Alright then, I'll tell you. My wife took my house keys and locked up for the night. If I want to go to the tavern, I'll have to sleep in the hay. And I've had enough of that.
A woman telling a man what to do. That's a sad state of affairs. Isn't there any blacksmith where you come from?
There is, but as luck would have it, he's my father-in-law.
You know what? Take an axe and smash the door in. Show what a man you are.
Persuade failed. Well, do I look like a thief?
Do I look like some kind of thief? Judge for yourself.
You look like a person who asks funny questions.
Impress failed, and I can't bribe. And I think I'm not going to drop the bailiff in it. A bailiff would be a fairly, well, would have a degree of power, I think, in the area. Let's not get on his bad side, shall we?
I don't remember now.
Right. I'm going to have to fiddle with things and try and guess. Right, so... Oh, the door's around this side, is it? Oh, no. I can still talk to you, apparently. For one reason or another. Let's talk to... Is this the house? Hold E. Activate lockpicking. So... I don't know what I'm trying to do. Am I trying to find... Okay. Am I trying to find where this is biggest? 'Cause it's around there, isn't it? Ooh. Right, I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do, which is the problem. Maybe if I'd managed to succeed with the blacksmith, I'd be able to... It's making a noise. Guessing that's not the noise, not the right thing though, is it? Yeah, I think...
Quiet.
Okay.
Neighbors will hear you.
Let them hear. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I can't really do anything, can I? I don't know what I'm doing. Right. Oh, actually, maybe if am I meant to use E for that? Let's fiddle around and find out. So, yeah, there's no suggestions on what I'm meant to do here, so I may just... I'm having a few kind of skips. I'm not sure if that's... So... Right, is there a... Press enter? Ah, that's what I meant to do. Okay! So it's kind of a bit like... the Skyrim one, but not quite. Ooh, this is very fun. Rather enjoyable. Of course, if one helps oneself to the pantry.
God almighty, I'll give him what for.
Let's close the door, shall we? Don't want people...
That idiot. That old ass. I wouldn't mind giving him...
Right, so let's close the door. Let's be polite. Close the door once we've finished coming through. Right, we need to find this trunk. Aha. Huh, so... little bursts of flames coming off. Right, so let's try this now that we've figured out what we're doing. Oh dear. Oh, right. Okay. So if you let go of... I was using the E key. I assume that's the one you're meant to use. But if you let go of it, then it just resets. So we've got a seal and his money. So of course we could steal the money. But I'm guessing he'd notice. And the seal... Oh, tab goes... Oh, tab switches between them. Oh, very nice. Right, so...
Let them hear. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Close. And maybe he's going to send us out in search of the keys next. Possibly. No, I wanted to close it on the other side. Ooh. That's sure stealing that money will have no repercussions whatsoever. Well... actually, it might do, but it may do. That's the thing with Alpha. I'm not entirely sure what effect things are going to have. Hello. I unlocked the door on the chest.
I managed to open the door and your trunk too.
That's a weight off my shoulders. My wife was starting to go wild. Here's something for your effort.
That's
Hooray.
nothing.
And if you could look around for my keys, I'd be grateful.
Hooray! Okay. Horsey? There's a horse. Can I have a horse? Can I have your horse? I want your horse. No. Right, let's see. Where was he? Let's try and find these keys. Keys!
I'm trying to find those keys and I need to know something.
Indeed, he sends a boy in his place, the chicken shit. Ask away then.
Where did you find the bailiff?
Where did you find your husband?
Don't remind me. I found that fool on the footbridge. The merchant tried to bring him home, but the two of them were hammered.
And did he have the keys then?
I don't know. Probably not, though. That would mean the merchant had taken them, and I don't know why he'd do that.
How come both of you locked the door from outside?
How come both of you locked the door from the outside?
My husband went to the tavern, and I went to Merkova. When I came home, it was locked, and my husband nowhere to be seen or heard. It was pitch black, so I went to sleep in the hay. And in the morning, when it was still locked, I went looking for that drunken idiot.
Thank you.
That's all I need to know. Thanks.
So the places that were mentioned have been the tavern. I'm not entirely sure which building that is. Also the footbridge. And there's been a fisherman here for quite some time, has there not? How are you?
So how's it going? Any luck?
Aye, it's going well enough, but I've got nobody to go to the tavern with.
Well, what happened?
So how come you can't get to the inn?
I used to go with Jerry. but he got such a nasty dose to the shits he can't even walk.
What happened to him?
And how did Jerry get poisoned?
Jerry reckons he ate something bad in the tavern.
And did he?
We had some grub, so what? I suppose it's possible, but what do I know?
So, both of you ate then?
Well, I don't know if we both did on that particular evening. These evenings get blurred together the way they're all the same.
Yeah, I don't even remember yesterday. Try to remember. It could help Jerry a lot.
Try to remember. I'm trying to help Jerry.
I haven't a clue, boy. But does it matter to you what I ate? Shouldn't you be more interested in Mariana?
Did anything interesting happen that evening?
Come on now. You surely remember when you were there last. Did anything unusual happen that would remind you?
When I think about it, that night Jerry fought with Mariana, I don't think I ate anything.
They were fighting?
You say Jerry and Mariana had an argument? What happened?
How should I know? Something trivial. I'm not their bloody nanny.
Oh, tell me.
Come on now. We both know if there was something trivial, you'd tell me what it was. So if you won't, it means that there is something between them.
Well, all right then. There was something between them. Jerry liked her. He said something to her, and she went mad. I don't know any more about it. I didn't hear what they said to each other.
Sounds fishy.
I admit I'd like to believe you, but I can't get my head around why you keep trying to convince me that someone was flirting with Jerry and he behaved like a perfect husband. That really doesn't make much sense.
Shit. You're a smart one. Yeah, you're right. Jerry wanted it.
Wanted what?
With the shagger, of course.
Are you surprised? You've seen what Jerry looks like.
If you weren't so cocky, maybe you'd live to see the day when the laugh will be on you instead.
And what then?
What do you think? They had a row.
And how was it with the food? What did you eat?
Oh, what do I know? Jerry had some meat.
That fits. Thanks.
Okay, I was more hoping that I'd be able to find the keys here. This is a footbridge. I think it's just the way the light's on the rock, isn't it? I'm not actually just playing the game, aren't I? Just wondering if maybe the keys had fallen down here. Should find this merchant. Maybe go to the tavern. I can't really see anything down here. The river's a bit murky. Where's the tavern? I think the merchant's somewhere. Oh dear. Ah! Right, yes. He's marked on my map, because he's the next place for the quest, apparently. Out of the way the chickens. Right, so the merchant, I assume... I can talk to you again. Not sure why. Assume this fellow is the merchant. That is merchant stall. Sorry, I'm interrupting your conversation.
Welcome to my shop.
On the revelry with the bailiff.
I heard you and Bailiff were making merry. And how? My head is still aching. What's it to you?
I'm looking for something.
The bailiff lost something that night, and I'm trying to find it. What's it to do with me? His wife found him in the morning, and I'm wondering where the two of you were beforehand. Aren't you a bit nosy? I don't think the bailiff would be too happy about me telling everyone I meet.
Oh, well, the bailiff trusts me.
The bailiff himself gave me the task of finding a certain thing he lost that night. So he trusts me, and you should trust me too.
Yeah.
You're right. Very well. It was like this. We were at the tavern, but the booze wasn't much good, so we decided to go for something better. We took a flask of schnapps for the road, and what can I tell you? We'd already had a few shots, and we should have left it at that. You see, when we went out, the bailiff fell off the bridge straight into the creek. And before I knew it, both of us were splashing about in the water. It's all a bit fuzzy
Ah.
after that, but I remember the bailiff wanted to sleep, so he lay down next to the creek. I sat further on by a tree to get my head together, and of course I dozed off. It was the sun that woke me up. I got up right away, and what do I see but the bailiff sitting there where he fell asleep, but painted all over with charcoal and wreaths of nettles on his head. So I picked him up, and we went on.
Didn't you do that?
Was it you that did that by any chance? I was really in no condition to weave a wreath from nettles.
Did the bailiff have all his things then?
Do you know if the bailiff had everything? Sorry, but I really didn't search him.
Were you two alone?
Did anyone else go with you? Now and again I saw the bailiff double, but I'm pretty sure it was just the two of us.
Thank you.
Fine. Thanks for the story. Jesus! Don't tell anyone that. Don't worry. You can rely on me.
Right. Is the quest sending us anywhere particular now? Just sending off these ways. Oh no. Thought maybe it would have sent me up to this estate as well, but... Ah, I see. It is sending me off to the estate. Can we go up to Merhoyed? Probably mispronouncing it horribly. The creek. So we'll go to the bridge. Maybe we should just follow the river down, because it may have... because they went for... Oh, actually, maybe he remembers.
You nincompoop! Give me back my seal!
Okay.
I just wanted to take a look.
Are you out of your mind? Take a look. By God's nails, give it back to me!
About those lost keys.
About those lost keys of yours?
Speak up.
Nothing.
I'll get to work on it.
Hands are cloudy when they're talking and gesticulating, so I'm guessing that's an art thing they're going to work on. I would suspect. Okay, so let's see if we can find the keys. Logically, I mean that's one thing to think, but it could also be a possibility. There's trees in my face, bushes, branches, everything. So it could be possible that... Ooh, bones. So that's where they rested, I'm guessing, by this tree. I thought I could hear something in my right ear. Yeah, it's just the water and the light and the water. Was that a riffle because I stepped in? This game is beautiful. Right, need to find these keys. Assume they're around here somewhere. I'm not really showing off what this game can do, I'm just playing it now. Then again, I wasn't really showing it off before. I was kind of exploring it myself. See if we can find these keys. They might be further down here, although I'm fairly sure they would be stopped here, wouldn't they? Am I going the wrong way? Yeah, I probably am. I think this is a logical idea, although whether it's right or not... Oh dear. It's the light coming through the trees, isn't it? Wow.